I wanted to create this tutorial in order to help you understand really what we're up against when it comes to this online stuff. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's very easy, but I want to walk you through the process. In order to access our class, you will go to ntcc-bb.blackboard.com, as you see up here in the address bar. Enter your information that you should already have. If you've gotten this far to watch this video, then you probably already know exactly what that information is. They do everything online these days, so even when you register, you have to get online. So there you go. There's really no way to get around using the internet, at least this day and age. So I'm going to do one tutorial that's going to cover information that I'm going to show to both my 1301 and my 1302, but I'm going to use 1302 right now. But it will end up looking a little bit different for 1301. So whenever you find our class on that page, there on the first screen, you'll find whatever classes it is that you're actually enrolled in. And so for this demonstration, we clicked on HUMA 1302.88142T, and this is for the intercession course. And so here on the screen, this is what we call the home page. And so you'll see a picture of my face there. I need a better picture than that, I think, but that's the best one I have. And so here we have this home page, which has all of these different modules laid out in order to separate the course into kind of manageable chunks of material. I tried to create these in such a way that it would give you the two breaks that we're going to have would be at the end of these two modules, Module 2 and Module 3. But I'm actually going to switch right now to the student mode here. This is what it would look like on your end, just so as to be as authentic as possible in this demonstration. Except you won't see this giant orange strip across the top that says Student Preview. And so when you get to the home page, the most important thing before we do anything else, I have this Start Here module, and this is the most important thing once you first access the course. Day 1, Monday, December 15th, 2014. Not after that day, but on that day, we need to have come here, clicked on this, and you come to this page. Now on this page has a breakdown, some instructions here. I'm not going to read through all this, but you will need to read through all of this when you first access the course. But this here at the top is telling you what you need to do on the first day. And this will ensure that everything goes smoothly for you over the course of the next 3 weeks. It's easy to make a lot of mistakes when it comes to registering. Somehow, if you end up not registering through this site, it won't correctly synchronize, and we've had that issue in the past. We've also had issues with students who kind of registered once, but then they never came back to Blackboard, and they spent all their time working the assignments on this other platform that we use called McGraw-Hill Connect. Just to be clear and stated up front, you have to be on both parts of this every day that you attend class online. There is no way to just do one side of it or do some and then do a little bit later on the other side. You just need to do everything that you find in the folders that I'll show you in a moment. That includes doing assignments and quizzes and watching videos on Blackboard, as well as taking quizzes and doing activities on the McGraw-Hill Connect website. So whenever you come to this, this is just a screenshot I kind of pasted in here, and it'll look a little bit different for the 1301. Yours will be smaller. I think you'll see my picture again. But anyway, so here you'll click on this, and it's going to take you to a screen that's going to prompt you to register. And so you can do all of your registration here, right here where it says Register Now. Go ahead and click that button. I'm not going to go through all of that right now because I don't really know what it's going to do, because I don't actually need to register for the class. But you'll need to do that, and that'll give you access to the ebook and all of the assignments that are found here on McGraw-Hill Connect. After you've registered, you need to come in here and open up this file, which is going to be your syllabus. And I recommend that you go ahead and print it off, because having this accessible is extremely important. And all of this information here, it breaks down what we hope that you learn in this course, and and we have some information about how you'll be graded. It talks a little bit about the exams you have, reading quizzes that you'll do. Talks about, again, some of the information I just told you about accessing your assignments on Blackboard and on McGraw-Hill Connect as well. And then we have a little bit of an explanation here about 2 visits you'll do, 2 writing assignments that you end up doing in this class. Where is that? Actually, I don't see that on here right this minute, but it will be there. In fact, it's going to be on Blackboard if it's not on the syllabus. I thought it was. But at the end of the syllabus here, you see a course plan. Now, this is for 1302, but it won't look very much different for 1301. And it'll have day 1, everything that you have to do. There is a lot of material in this class. Don't be scared of that, though. It's really not that bad. I try to make it very easy, and I'm pretty flexible. The due dates are recommended, so to speak. I mean, they're not hard and fast, so to speak. If you want to work ahead, you can work ahead. If you get a little bit behind, you get a little bit behind. I might start entering zeros for stuff that doesn't get done, maybe at the end of a 7-day stretch. But don't stress out. I have students email me all the time and say, I didn't turn that in today, and they're like panicking. It's probably okay. Just do it. If you don't see a 0 yet, don't worry. Do it. That's my point. But I will at some point have to enter zeros, and they will stick once they're in. So don't push me to that point to have to give you the 0. I don't want to do that. But I'm pretty flexible. So, okay, that's enough scrolling back and forth on this page. But as you see here, this is a breakdown of all the information you need to know for this course. Excuse me. So I'm going to click back, which sometimes is a good thing, sometimes is a bad thing on Blackboard. Just be forewarned. We don't always know what's going to happen if you click the back button, but I just did it. So here we have, after you've looked at the syllabus, then there's a quiz about the syllabus. I mean, it's just to acknowledge that you actually read through the material and you know what it says. And it's really simple, but you have to do this quiz because that's really the only way I know if you showed up to the first day of class. And then, so I take into account the syllabus, acknowledgement, submission, as well as this honesty and integrity quiz. Those are kind of like evidence that you came the first day. If I don't see that, at least I might have to drop you. I don't know exactly when they make us start dropping students, but I think it's for this class because it moves so quickly. It's like within 48 hours. So you don't want to waste any time. Here you have discussion number 1, and this is important to do as well for on the first day. And this will take you to a page that has an explanation of what the humanities are and gives you kind of a breakdown. Excuse me. Gives you a breakdown of all the ins and outs of why we study the humanities, and there's a brief video here by another scholar of the humanities. And then you will post to the discussion board by creating a thread, and you do have to respond to 2 other students in order to get full credit. So once you've done that, it's just like sending an email. Click submit, and you're good to go. Make sure you respond to 2 other students. If ever at any time you're like confused about where you are and you've been clicking around Blackboard, just come back to the home page and click home page, and it'll bring you back to this splash screen that has all this other stuff. Okay, so that's enough on the introductory stuff for the first day. And then starting on the next day, December 16th, you will begin with module number 1. Now on this, I've laid out everything that's going to be in module 1 based on the days in that module. So when you click on day 2, it'll take you to this screen, which will have the chapters that are in each one of those under each day subheading. And you can also click up here at the top of your screen if you ever want to go back a step, or you can expand this whole kind of trail, how you got where you are from the home page. This folder is kind of a hidden folder, but it's there. That's where you are. You're in the hidden folder. Don't worry about that. I just hid it for aesthetic reasons, but we actually access material inside this folder. So here we have the module 1. If you ever want to go back to the module, you can go back and see all the days again. But we are going to have to demonstrate this, so let me show you what happens here. Chapter 19. You click on Chapter 19, and you will see a list of links. Okay, there'll probably be some more instructions as I develop this in the next couple of days before it goes live for you on the 15th. So you might see some directions that are not here right this moment, but they will say something to the effect of, read these lecture slides, and those are going to be PowerPoint slides that have all of the main points that, well, I guess the publisher of the book finds to be the most important information in your text for that chapter. So you'll want to look at those as you read through to kind of give you some milestones to pay attention to. And then I've prepared a lecture here. I don't have a lecture for every single chapter, but almost every single chapter. And that goes for both 1301 and 1302. Some of that is because some of it I have more knowledge on than other things, and so rather than just read the book to you in a video, I'm still researching some of these things before I put together lectures on every single facet of this book. It is a very vast book. It's an appreciation course, so what that means is it covers everything, on the surface, not too deep. And because there's a lot of surface stuff, that is why we do the critical thinking assignments as well. We do some art in context, some ideas in context, even an architecture in context exercises, and those allow you to look deeper and to think critically and go just beyond the surface stuff. And so those are fun. We do those in here as well. But you would watch the video, take a little quiz that's based on just what's in the lecture, and then the quiz right here, this is where I want to show you this, where it says quiz 19. These are what we call the reading quizzes. And then if you see anything like this sequence, or it'll be called like an activity or something to that effect, those are what take you to McGraw-Hill. So let me show you. When you click on that, it takes you over. Now it's going to go to this screen that it's going to say we're not registered yet, so that's why. Or it's just going to sit here and spin forever, and it's never actually going to take us anywhere. There's a good chance that's probably what's going to happen. So let's see. Okay, because we're not registered yet, it doesn't work. So for that reason, let me show you what you will end up seeing. I'm going to exit this preview so you can actually see. So as soon as this resets, let me show you. Whenever you click on that link and you do have access, let's go back to Module 1. Let's go back to Chapter 19, and we'll click on the Chapter 19 quiz. Whenever you click on it, then when you do have access, it's going to look like this. So it takes you to this screen. It's going to always bug you and ask you if you really want to do what you're about to do. I don't know why it has to do that, but it does. And you'll come to a screen that looks like this. So on this screen, you'll have the actual quiz that you can take, but we're not going to take the quiz right now, but you would, on your home screen for the class, find all the assignments that I've been telling you about that you have access to here. As soon as this loads. So there you have it. These are all the assignments that you'll do on McGraw-Hill Connect. Okay, and then you'll always see this little yellow return to Blackboard. That's how you get back to Blackboard. Okay, let me show you just quickly here, critical thinking. This would be the first assignment that we do. And so being that the humanities confronts issues of thought and ideas and the way they situate themselves historically. The first one we do, because we talk about the Reformation, is I do a little assignment on some of Martin Luther's anti-Semitic writings, which is an interesting topic in itself. So I'm actually working on a PhD in the history of ideas in the humanities right now, and one of my research interests is Martin Luther, the reformer. And I've been to his hometown. I've walked the streets where he lived, and I've read a lot of his material, and I find a lot of it to be very fascinating. But I also find these writings to be a little bit embarrassing, I guess you could say. And so I like to draw attention to it because I feel as if anti-Semitism is, because of the Holocaust, is one of the greatest crimes and discriminations of the 20th century. Therefore, we should do all that we can to stand against all forms of hatred, and I think especially anti-Semitism. So there you go. That's my little anti-Semitism rant. But when you get to these folders about critical thinking, you'll find videos sometimes. Sometimes you'll just find text to read, and in this case, it's just a couple articles, and it also breaks down, has some excerpts from the English translation of his writings, and that's here in the end of the book. The book is called On the Jews and Their Lies by Martin Luther, and here, as you see, I've got some places. It says start here, and you'll read through that, follow the directions at the top of the page, and then you end up making an assignment, a post that you'll submit for a grade. Okay, so I'm going to close out of this, kind of back out of here, get us back to the home page. So basically, that's everything you need to know about working your way through the course. I just want to encourage you. You can't break Blackboard, so don't be afraid of it. Just do whatever you have to do. Click around, get used to it, get familiar with it. It's okay to try to figure it out. It's kind of daunting to some people when they first access it. So the other important links over here on the left that you'll see, we've seen every breakdown for the date and the module for those days, then the holiday that we have, 2 holidays here. And then right here, it says My Grades. You'll be able to see the grades you have in this course there. You'll see a link for exams, and that will take you to the exams. However, the exams are actually linked in each module. So here we see like exam 1, exam 2, and so forth. And the same thing with the discussion board exercises. You'll see those linked here, like this says complete discussion board 1. But over here, all those links that are on the home page are actually just linking to, these folders that are on the left. It's exam 1, 2, and 3. So if you ever just want to go straight to it, you can just click on exams, go there. But the reason I lay them out on the home page within each module in a visual way is so that you can see the flow of the course and you can reference quickly. Log on, come straight here and say, what is today? Oh, today's the 17th. I need to do these 2 chapters. Some days we do more than 1 chapter. Those are pretty intense days. I guess I'm not trying to scare you, but then there's some days here in the end because we actually have a lot due, I think, on the last day, the final and this reaction paper. You're able to have some slimmer days here through the end, so it's not too overwhelming for you. But here in the middle, we've got a lot of double 2 chapter a day days throughout the center of this course. But while we're on it, let me show you one last thing, and then I'm going to bring this to a close. But here is no, I don't want to show you that. I want to show you the assignment for the fine arts exhibit. Okay, now the reason this is important is because the class starts on Monday, and by the 20th of that week, the first week, by Saturday, you will have had to have gone to something and visited some sort of fine arts exhibit. I know that's not very easy for some folks out in East Texas, but there are some options. There's a fine arts museum in Longview. There's the Watley Center of the Performing Arts on campus at NTCC that has all kinds of stuff, programs, exhibits, photograph exhibits. They have plays and musicals and all kinds of concerts and things there. I don't know how much there's going to be over the holidays, but I think there's a couple things. And then there's in Mount Vernon, there's a place called Mount Vernon Music that has some good stuff. So there is some things out there, and you can get real creative when it comes to finding a place of fine art. So let me click on this link here. And this is the fine arts exhibit breakdown. That's a giant baby head at a museum. Yeah, I know, it's weird, but that's sometimes what you get when you look at fine art. So here we have a breakdown of this explanation for the assignment and everything that you need to do. And then there's the rubric, and then I basically told you exactly how I want you to structure your paper. I think I need to fix some things here. Anyway, the reason why this looks different to me on here right now is because I'm using Firefox, but I made this on Chrome, and there is a ton of things wrong with the compatibility with Blackboard from browser to browser. So I will make a statement now. Internet Explorer is probably not your best choice. Lots of issues tend to arise with Internet Explorer. But anyway, so this would probably look normal on Chrome, but since I'm using Firefox right now, it looks a little bit weird. So I have all these spaces. So if you see weird stuff like that, it's not because I don't know what I'm doing. It's just your browser is different than mine. So, but this has a breakdown of everything you need to know. Then it tells you where to submit your you can download the guidelines here if you'd like to, and you can also verify you have to verify your attendance by uploading a scan of the attendance of the pamphlet, brochure, or ticket stub, or even if you took a picture of yourself standing in front of the exhibit, I got to see you in the picture at the place to verify it, with a selfie, I guess is what we call that, right? And so you have to upload that. That's half the points for the assignment, and then you also have to upload your essay to turn it in. I don't know if you've ever used Turnitin or not. This is probably going to ask me to – no, okay. It's going to ask you the first time you do it to agree to some terms, but this is where you'll upload your assignment. You'll put your name, the title. You can upload it from your computer. And what Turnitin does is it helps to monitor your text to make sure that you're not using information from other sources and not giving credit, but also not using too much information from other sources and not enough of your own information. Okay, well, I think that kind of covers everything for a first day introductory kind of video. So I'm just going to bring it back to this home page here. And again, if you have questions, you can email me, jweatherford@ntcc.edu. But honestly, if you really just need a quick answer to something, you're going to get me a lot quicker if you text. So shoot me a text. That is my personal cell phone number. You can call that number, but I won't answer it probably if I don't know your number. Just usually don't. You can leave a message and I will call you back, or I'll try to text you back the answer. I'm not unreachable when it comes to talking on the phone, but that is my personal cell. So I don't just answer every number that comes up on there. But if you leave a message, I will get back to you. But try texting me first. So there we have it. Appreciation of the humanities in modern times, or if you're watching this and you're in my 1301, then this will deal with the from ancient up to pre-classical, right up to the Reformation, actually. So the cool thing about this course is it ends 1301 ends on the Reformation, and 1302 begins on the Reformation. So, all right. Well, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Hang on. This is a fast-moving course, but if you're diligent and you are thoughtful and you pay attention to what you're doing, you can do it. Many people come out of these intercession courses with grades in the 90s. Okay, so I know it can be done. I believe in you, and I'm here for you to help you whatever you need. So, all right, on that note, we'll call it to a close.